among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. Let rain fall, let rain
And good morning. Welcome to Today to Races presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stan Salter along with our odds maker Keith Fustel as we kick off another 4-day race week here at Laurel Park. Today, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. First race post time all 4 days this week, 12:30. And, well, lots to get to this week. We talk about the Stronach 5. We have some nice carryovers today, but a week from this Saturday is going to be a big monster super Saturday here at Laurel Park. We'll kick off the Cure the Winter Blues handicapping tournament. That's going to be 5 Saturdays at Laurel Park. You have the weekly prize and the grand prize, always a popular tournament. Cure the Winter Blues handicapping tournament. That starts a week from this Saturday.
Yeah, just everybody, their little test. We're going to see how good you really are. Talk to talk. Let's see if you can walk to walk. Make sure you sign up for this handicapping tournament. A little bit of a twist there. I think they're adding some other races in from Gulfstream as well.
All
so
right,
it makes it a little extra challenging for our players.
And that's a week from this Saturday. That's Saturday, February 16th. And that's our big winter carnival 5 stake races that day, with the two features being the Grade 3 Barbara Fritchie and the Grade 3 General George. So we'll have the ice sculptures and carving demos and all kinds of stuff for the Winter Carnival, and some great horse racing as well.
Looking forward to it. And really, from a fan standpoint, the Late Night Powwow, looking forward to watching her run again. What a great story out of Charlestown.
She'll be taking on last year's defending champ in the Fritchie, Miss Locust Point. And then you have a bunch of local horses pointed for both those races, the Fritchie and the General George. Okay. So looking forward to that. So that's a week from this Saturday. Let's show you what we have going on tomorrow. They've upped the now. Last week we were talking about this. We said, we might see the Stronach 5. It's going so well. We might see some kind of expansion. And there's the big expansion. It's been a $50,000 guaranteed pool, but this week it's going to be a $100,000 guaranteed pool, and they've been putting way over that. They put over, I want to say 170 something last Friday into it. So big guarantee. Industry low, 12% takeout for the Stronach 5. Let's take a look at the lineup of races. It's going to start right here, Laurel Park. Race 9 tomorrow, about 4:35. Then Gulfstream, race 10. Santa Anita, race 4. Back to Gulfstream, race 11. Then we wrap it up. Golden Gate Fields, race 5. So we'll have tickets tomorrow. There's been some big payouts. You have that low takeout. It's a $100,000 guarantee this week for the Stronach 5.
A little bit of a life changer, some of these tickets. You know, you're going to get hopefully upwards to $250 now, maybe closer to $3, and adding interest in what we like too. Sometimes, the winter racing where we're positioned, I like how it brings that attention to Laurel Park as well. We're doing well as it is for the most part. That extra little boost gives guys the handicap, and then they take a look at the rest of the card, which is good, and we bring them aboard and get some new fans here at Laurel Park.
All right, so the Stronach 5's working. That's tomorrow. Let's take a look at the carryovers we have for you today. There's the big carryover of the day, a little over 6,000 in that late pick 5. That's going to start race 4 today on the 8-race program. As always, that industry low 12% takeout, so that's going to be well played. The late pick 5 today starting race 4. I have a $24 ticket. You can find that online, laurelpark.com. Underneath the handicapping section, we'll show it on air here in a few minutes as well. So that's a nice carryover in the pick 5. Also carryover today in that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. That will start race 3 today, and there's a carryover, a little over 5,400. So a couple nice carryovers to get the race week going.
And not an easy sequence, but a fun sequence. I like some of the races today, Stan. I don't have really a single all the way through the card when looking at it. I'm going to have an early pick 4 ticket, but I'll be joining in on the late pick 5. But I could not find a single. Maybe a lot of people are going to key up on Hot Mike Claudio in the last race, which is race 8, 8-5 morning line. On a little bit of a drop off of a trouble trip. Maybe that's your single, but I surely could not find one on this stretch of races.
I key on another Claudio runner in the feature today, race 7, a nice 2 other than. I key on the 5, Madam Tiger, looking for 4 in a row for Claudio Gonzalez. So we'll get to all those races later on. Let's get right to it here. Let's show you the track conditions. Let's show you a picture of the main track. There it is, fast, perfect, fair playing track here. Looks great, right?
And as we talked about, we thought that a little aberration, that colder weather, the way they kind of had to protect that racetrack, it's back to being the times are coming back, much quicker surface, but a fair, pretty honest surface all the way through. You know, if you're kind of looking back at charts, maybe go back over the last couple of weeks and search for horses that were maybe off the inside and a little further back, could make up some ground. But other than that, all in all, fairly fair.
And there's the conditions. We're in the 50s today, a little cloudy, main track fast. Let's get right to it here for race 1. Race 1 will kick off the early pick 5. That's an industry low 12% takeout, just like the late pick 5. It's also a mandatory payout on this early pick 5 starting in race 1. Race 1's wide open. We're going a mile and a 16th, maiden claiming 10,004 and up. I end up on one of the favorites on top, the 2 Escrow Finadilly for trainer Carl Durand. Gets Victor Carrasco to ride this 4-year-old maiden. A good second last out. That was a lifetime best late December up there at Penn National, going 2 turns on a sloppy track against cheap company. Maiden Nickel, the horse was 10-1 against Maiden Nickel Company. And a good second. The horse that was third in that race would come back to win. So a strong effort up there for the 2 Escrow Finadilly. Carrasco will get a nice ground-saving trip. He'll be forwardly placed in the front flight here, hopefully, with the 2 Escrow Finadilly. You have him on top as well.
I like the little wake up to a top number in its last. And third place finisher out of that race came back to step up and gallop. Denang Beach, as he beat First Shot, our 4-horse in here this afternoon. So that bodes well. I don't see a lot of real true speed. Maynooth, a deeper closer. First Shot, kind of a chaser. So Franco likes to lag well behind. I think the 2 inside horses, Stan, may be able to escape from this field. Eagle Caviar, an improved effort for a barn that's on a roll right now. Maldonado hitting at a high clip. I think this horse, Eagle Caviar, just goes. Escrow Finadilly stalks. And they engage and hopefully take it from there in their own little match race from the top of the stretch home.
Yeah, because no one's going to be making a big sweeping move from the back of the pack turnover home.
Yeah.
They'll all kind of be staggering. So you want to have the horses in that are going to be forwardly placed. So we both have the 2 Escrow Finadilly on top. We like the same 4 there in race 1. Let's turn the page. You like the early pick 4 today. It's a nice maiden special weight here in the second race to kick off this early pick 4. Let's check out your tickets, see how you played it.
You've been waiting for Dixie Draw, the 1 horse, to run back here for Hammy. We're going to see protected this afternoon in at the maiden special weight level. Too deep to get you started in your early pick 4 with the 1 and the 4. I'm going to try to beat that 9-5 morning line favorite Millwall. Third race, we go too deep as well, the 1 and the 3. Fourth race, I thought was really, really tough. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Going to use Bust Off on top as a bomb in there against the bias in its return try. And then we're going to wrap it up with Too Deep again in the 5th with the 1 and the 9. $24 ticket, Girl Drama, Bagels and Locks, kind of your two top choices there in the 5th. We'll chalk it up. But race 4, I think, is an interesting race today, Stan. Has a lot of speed in there. I'm looking for somebody to rally into it.
All right, big field. Hopefully maybe you get a price home there in race 4. Let's take a look at the second. Maiden special weight for 3-year-olds going a flat mile. And we have a bunch of stuff to show you here. Let's start with the 2 Millwall. That's my top pick, 9-5. Morning line favorite here, the 2 Millwall. 3-year-old colt by Midnight Loot for Grand Motion. A decent, useful debut January 1st here at Laurel. Going a mile, that's a tough assignment. First time out against Maiden special weight. Still a good third that day behind Still Dreaming, who's always Dreaming's little brother. And Red Gum, who was second in that race, would come back to win. So that was a strong outing for Millwall back on January 1st. Now, Grand Motion with his second-time starters, 23%, and you have a better stat here.
Yeah, how about this, Dan? The last couple of years, last 3 years, 7 for 18, 39%. with the straight 3-year-old maiden special weight, guys, on the dirt, second career start. ROI of 255. That's a heck of a clip there, 39%. He's got 2 horses off of that kind of same angle, right? Holly's Son going long, Millwall. Holly's Son, the 3-horse, a longer shot with Trevor getting the blinkers on. You're going to get a top rider at a good price in race number 2. Stan, I go to the 1, Dixie Draw. Let's watch that video. Debut January the 10th in a maiden 50 event, won by Pretty Good Year. That was a Kelly Rubley firster who got bet down, as you see, to 9-5. Dixie Draw caught in between horses, dueling through pretty strong internal fractions, 22-3, 45-3, and Pretty Good Year kind of looks gone right here, right? Just quickly opens up 3 or 4 lengths. But Dixie Draw is going to find a little bit more, Stan. The last 3/16 of a mile, this gelding by Done Talking, a South Carolina bred by our man down there, Gory Smith, says, I'm not done yet. And he really levels off. A little bit green, shifting in the last 16th of a mile. But watch this kick. Last 60, 70 yards. He really strides out. And, man, if you followed him out through the gallop out, which I did with the binoculars, he was in front, going around, and just wanted to keep going and going and going. I think he's better than that 52 number. Here's a horse they protected. I mean, by Done Talking stands for 1,500. Out of a mare, I believe was didn't do a whole lot. Second dam was a Beulah Park kind of horse. Skedaddle Associates said, we'll take him.
Sure.
Okay.
Well,
and this horse, the future looks looks bright. I think this horse is going to stretch out to the mile. No problem.
Yeah, I like him. Of course, Skedaddle and Hammy Smith, they campaigned. Done Talking, they won the Illinois Derby with Done Talking. So, they know the family here. Victor Carrasco stays aboard, and since that debut, going 7 furlongs. Now we're stretching out to a mile today. This horse turned in a pretty nice 7-furlong workout here at Laurel, January 29th. A Hammy Smith horse won't come up short, stretching out to a mile. So we both like the 1 Dixie Draw. I used a 3 in the mix. That's the other motion runner in here, a 3-year-old by Go Sapper. Second time out for motion. Blinkers go on. Your leading rider, McCarthy, goes aboard. A recent bullet work up there at Fair Hill on the Tapeta surface. So I think the 3, Holly Son's interesting here, possibly at a big price for Top Connections.
Yeah, it's hard to leave a horse out. You're sitting McCarthy, and this horse should be 8 or 10 to 1.
Right.
Watch the board. If the money really comes in, they say, boy, the blinkers must be the real change. Had worked with Millwall on the same day, same time. So 4 horse I'm going to use in there. Didn't really know how to line. This was about 5 to 1. Took a little bit of play in debut, but a reported first time gelding. 1 more drink. Second out, good. $5 ROI for Kelly Rubley. Sprint to route. $4, over $4. I like that. I think the siblings, going back and looking at the family, this horse wants longer. And I'm going to forgive the try on the muddy sealed surface. I think you're going to see improvement from the 4. 1 more drink.
All right, so nice maiden special weight. I used the 6 in my top 4. Valiant Appeal for Marco Salazar. Second start in the Marco barn. The first start was okay, a lifetime best against maiden special weight, January 19th, going 7 furlongs. Taylor Hole gets aboard today. This horse showed a little speed going, showed a little early life going 7 furlongs. He might like to stretch out to a mile, some slow early fractions. Taylor's going to try to rate him and come from behind. So I'm just thinking the 6 Valiant Appeal can pick up a check.
Yeah, you see that comment, rated early weekend, but try to rate back off of a quick pace. A flow won't be as severe this afternoon.
All right, so nice maiden special weight here in the second. Let's turn the page. Race 3. We kick off the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 today in the third race. Nice carryover. Let's show you $5,411 in the Rainbow Pick 6 starting in race 3. We're going a flat mile, claiming $5,004 and up. Haven't won a race in 6 months, never won 4. That's the condition here for the third. We also kick off the rolling super high 5 here in race 3. That's a low 15% takeout. We have it every race with 7 or more horses, so keep your eye on that throughout the day. Let's see, race 3. I have the 5 on top. The 5, Brahms Romp, gets McCarthy for trainer Jamie Nass. Well, let's start with the 3. You have the 3, Mucho Mas Grande on top. We have a video spotlight to show you of this 5-year-old gelding. Here's the race, December 23rd, a winning effort at Laurel Park.
Yeah, just kind of angles to the outside, makes a good run. Work between angled 5 wide. There it is, just kind of knifing through between horses. The one horse at the 5/16 pole shifts out and makes a good run. Now, granted, And a little help up front that afternoon. Follow through, going clear by 3. I think he's going to get a similar situation, a similar setup today, Stan, with the speed of City Gold to the rail, who's going to probably have to go. Watch your words. Some improved speed over the last couple efforts for trainer Mario Sorey. Mucho Masgrande is the one that's going to benefit. He's going to lurk and hopefully go by from the top of the stretch home.
Yeah, you get 5 pounds off with the apprentice Kymar Trotman. The 3's beaten my top pick a couple times.
Yeah.
Brahms Romp. I guess McCarthy's what really attracted me here. McCarthy gets aboard this 4-year-old for Jamie Ness today. He's been knocking on the door at this level. Has good stats here at Laurel Park. 13 for 17 in the money here at Laurel Park. He a little camera shy, only 2 for 18 last year. Useful year, made about 60,000. Let's see if McCarthy can maybe get him over the hump today and get a rematch win here on his nemesis Mucho Masgrande.
Yeah, and City Gold inside. We've seen Rodolfo Sanchez Salaman just kind of burst on the scene here of late.
Right, yep.
He had a couple good runs with some sprinters. I think it was last season. Now the last couple weeks, I tell you, he's on a roll. Last 30 days, 2 for 12, 6 for 12 in the money. This is a speed horse dropping down out of a much better race. And when he's right, this horse will fight you tooth and nail on the front end. He's going to get engaged with Watch Your Words, I believe, at some point, but he could be the best stayer of this speed. And the way the barn's kind of heating up, it's hard to leave out.
And, Rudy's been around for a while. Good.
Yeah.
He's paid his dues. He was an assistant trainer for Kabisky for a while. So, good to see him doing well. The good young trainer there, Rudy Sanchez Solomon. So we like the same 4 horses there in race 3. Let's get a quick commercial break. When we come back, big carryover today in that late pick 5 starting race 4. It's over 6,000. I have a ticket. We'll check it out right after this.
When it comes to getting back in the game, there's only one team to turn to. The team more high school, collegiate, and professional athletes train and recover with. That team is MedStar Sports Medicine. For more than 30 years, MedStar has served as a leader in the diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation of orthopedic and sports-related injuries. Ranked among the top programs in the Maryland and Washington regions, we offer rapid access to athletes of all levels. Let the pros who treat the pros treat you. MedStar Sports Medicine.
All right, welcome back. Today's late pick 5 starts in race 4 on our 8-race program. There's the carryover, $6,028. As always, that industry low, 12% takeout means more money back in your pocket when you hit the pick 5s here at Laurel Park. I have a ticket. Let's take a look here. A very affordable $24 play. I'm going to go 4 deep here in race 4. I like the 5, 6, 7, 8. The 8's my top pick. Tambora with Sheldon Russell aboard for Ricky Silliman. But the 5 top Caesar, Phantom Spot, the 6, and the 7, the Mason Factor. They can win. So I go 5, 6, 7, 8 here to kick off my late pick 5 in race 4. Let's see, the 5th race, I like the 1 Girl Drama in there, and also the 9 Bagels and Locks. Race 6, that's a maiden 50, going 2 turns. My price play of the day, the 5 Grand Oasis, I like in there for Claudio Gonzalez, first off the claim for Grand Oasis to 5, and the 2 Broker's Reward is going to be tough in there probably for Trombetta. My single best bet of the day, race 7, nice 2 other than allowance feature for Philly Mares, going 6 furlongs. I single on the 5, Madam Tiger. Victor Carrasco looking for 4 in a row on this 4-year-old daughter of astrology for trainer Claudio Gonzalez. She's been perfect since getting into Claudio's barn. Let's see if she can keep it going. I single on the 5, Madam Tiger, my best bet of the day in race 7. Then race 8, that's I go 3 deep there with the 3, 4, and the 5. The 5, My Eminence for Hugh McMahon, Katie Davis, my top pick there in race 8. So very affordable, $24 ticket. You can study our tickets some more on the laurelpark.com website underneath the handicapping section. Let's take a look at the 4th race. We're going 6 furlongs, claiming 16,000, 4 and up. Never won 2 lifetime. The 8 Tambora, my top pick here. I didn't use the 9. You have the 9 on the outside there. Bust
there you
off.
see. I thought this race was brutal. Look at the numbers. We're all over the map, and this is. I struggled with this race, Dan. Go ahead with your with the 5 top czar you like.
And let's just fix my picks here for race 4, guys. Race 4, 8, 7, 6, 5. Race 4,
Oh,
8765 here in this race. The 8 Tambora, my top pick. Beaten favored up there at Penn National last out. That was January 3rd, 15,000, 2 life, similar condition as today. Beaten favorite up there. Didn't break very well, then rushed up to the lead. Finds a nice condition down here. I think the 8 Tambor is just going to get a nice trip. Has early speed, outside post. Russell's just going to get a nice trouble-free trip outside in the clear. Can maybe go to the front if he wants, or sit outside of some early inside speed. So I have the 8 Tambor on top. You as a 4-year-old gelding by Union Rags, you have him second.
I do. He looks to me like the speed, possibly of the speed, but I don't think he's going to have an easy trip at all. I like his position to the outside of some of these other speed types. He may be able to survive for a piece. I don't know if he's going to win it. 0 for 4 at the distance with only 1 second. Hot and Spicy Love is fresh from the rail. Speed. Letters from Dublin to 4. Speed. Top Czar, he got bumped around. When he's right, he's going to be up in the flow.
Sure.
Mason Factor, same thing. He was right into it, and that maiden score going to go first off the claim. And Tambora. To me, I got to look for some kind of horse to come from off the pace in here. It's going to be Bust Off. I like the fact that Carol Cedeno stays. Second off of a pretty lengthy layoff. Go back. The other 2 sprint races back, going back to 17, but weren't bad. The 18th of January, you just couldn't close much on this racetrack.
Right.
Okay? She stays on this horse, got the tightener, going to have to run close to a top to win it. I think things are going to fall into place for Bust Off. I'm going to take one final shot here at a price for this horse. 12 to 1 morning line. Let's hope we get somewhere close to that. Tambora stays around. And then for the other kind of horses, maybe to suck up, Restless Lion or the 6 Phantom Shot. Both ran on January the 11th, both breaking their maiden for maiden 10. Similar times, right? Same figs. But they're going to like what's in front of them today.
Sure. I didn't use the 9, but you'll get a nice price there on Bust Off. Lynn Ashby, a big year last year, 25% win percentage. There's a nice write-up of her in the February Mid-Atlantic Thoroughbred magazine. Lynn Ashby always does a nice job. She's tough down here. I didn't use the 9, Bust Off. The 7 I like in here. The Mason Factor, by the Factor, first off the claim for Lacey. She's 27%. You get Rosado to ride. And you're right. There is a lot of early speed in this race, so you hope I hope my top picks don't just go out there on an early suicide speed battle. But they're on the outside. Rosado should be able to navigate a good trip.
Yeah, I tell you, I like the way the heart of this horse showed. It passed by 2 horses, leaving the far turn briefly, and then battled back and was given the quote-unquote eagerly drew out comment, in the long note by Bill. So he liked what he saw. Lacey Gaudette liked what they saw. They went ahead and claimed this gelding off of Engelhart. That's always a little sketchy when you're going against top trainers, but there's a guy who has a lot of horses in the barn. Maybe just didn't fit the profile, was willing to part ways, but like the way this horse handled pressure last time out.
All right, let's turn the page here. Race 5 is going to kick off. The late pick 4. We're going 6 furlongs here in race 5. Claiming 5,000 filly mares 4 and up. Never won 3 lifetime. We both like a 9-1, 1-9 on top here. We both like the 8 as well. Let's start with the 9. Bagels and Locks, my top pick. Angel Suarez on this 4-year-old filly for Anthony Ferrier. A nice win last out against 12-5-2 Life Company. Was 5-1 that day. Respectable 53 buyer. It's close to a lifetime best for this filly buy despite the odds. And Ferrier, very aggressive placement here for this filly owned by Ultra Championship Racing. They want to win. They want to win now. And they've won 2 of 3 with this filly. Now they get real aggressive going into this nickel 3 life today, and Suarez should get a nice strip on the outside.
Yeah, you might see her revert back to the trip she had December 9th on the front end when breaking the maiden for 10. Right. She was a little anxious there, a little rank at the break, some trouble, but really recovered quickly. Last time, Jock did a nice job of rating this horse just off the pace. Slid through along the inside to get it done right. Ferrier, not too concerned about the job. It's 2 for 13, 8 for 13 in the money. And like you say, they want to work these horses through the conditions. Yep. They know what they've got. Ferrier doing well over the last month or so. Girl Drama I'll use. Really, the horses in this race have shown any kind of recent form of the 1 and a 9. So It's hard to trust anything. Girl Drama last time really took advantage of the racetrack. Improved speed, more aggressive ride, got it done. I think this horse can come back to run a similar kind of figure, which puts her in the mix. Other than that, if these two go down, boy, it's really going to enhance your multi-race wages, because I think everybody's going to kind of key on those. Maybe Michelle Nevin with the 8 is a horse and kind of ramp it back to a fast track now, which I think could help her chances.
Sure, and then you got McCarthy on a closer, the 10 prevailing party for Hammy Smith. This is a closing sprinter, and taking a drop in class for Hammy. The last several races haven't been very good, but she gets a drop today. You get McCarthy. She's a closer. If there's an early pileup, I could set up for your leading rider, Trevor McCarthy, and the 10 prevailing party.
Yeah, finally hits rock bottom. I chased her last time. Maybe this is what she needs, is the nickel.
Right.
Yeah, so, okay.
All right, turn the
6.
page here. Race 6 going to kick off the final pick 3 of the afternoon. We're going a mile and a 16th. Maiden claiming $50,000 for 4-year-olds and upward. The 1, who was one of your favorites here, the 1 was 5-2. She's like to win. Dickinson scratched that horse. So I end up with the 5 on top here. My price play of the day, Grand Oasis, steps up from that maiden 16 effort last out, but was claimed that day. Now first off the claim by our leading trainer, Claudio Gonzalez. He's a monster with that move, 28% recently. First off the claim, he gets his go-to rider, Joe Torres. They're 24% together. This is a big step up from the maiden 16, the maiden 50,000. This 4-year-old son of Giants Causeway, he's been running well, been knocking on the door on the synthetic at Woodbine against maiden 10, maiden 12-5, and then the maiden 16 last out here at Laurel. That's one notch above the bottom here at Laurel. So cheap race, but you have to take a shot here on this horse first off the claim for Claudio.
Yeah, Dickinson looked like he was willing. The morning line favorite, a filly, is scratched, but she was going to make the jump back up.
Right.
Yeah, this is a softer 50, maiden 50. I would think, Stan, and like I say, moving in the barn to Claudio, getting a fast track for the first time. Grand Oasis, expect the horse to be a little bit closer today. Was in another county early on in that December 31st race. I go inside as my top selection to the 2 Brokers Reward. Late to the race is a 4-year-old firster. Last time out, went to Aqueduct, took some play on a muddy surface. Didn't run too bad. Maybe didn't like that wet surface. Gets a fast track today. Looking at the breeding, this horse wants to stretch out of ground. Devil Smile all along. Looking at the foals, this horse is the last confession, who was a 13-time winner, 5 for 14 going a route of ground on the main track. I think Brokers Reward, this move out to the mile 16th, is going to get it done. Jimmy, I don't know yet. The 6, I think this horse is a little fresh, has some speed, will probably be sent by Cedeno. Best work is going to be done on the front end. Maybe a little bit of a lineup race. To me, 6 goes, 2 tries to stalk and go by. Shorter field, the 6's price is going to definitely come down. Now everybody's going to come down in price with a scratch of the favorite, but not a lot really separating these horses on paper. I just Real Factory's had a lot of chances, Stan. Yeah. I don't know. He doesn't have a lot of speed, but he makes that all big move, maiden special weight to the tag.
Might get a check today.
Yeah.
How about Pimentel, the rider on your top pick, the 2 Brokers Reward? He was red hot with the win percentage last fall, and he's starting off this year red hot, 36% win clip for Pimentel. He's 4 for 11, 8 for 11 in the money, kicking off the new year here at Laurel Park.
Teaming up with Trombetta. We caught him with the firster the other day.
Nice
Let
price,
us into Gary Capuano's winner at 10-1. Stan, can we turn back the clock and just go bet more money on Sunday's card, last Sunday's card?
See if we can hit the late daily double here in race 7. Race 7, a nice 2 other than allowance feature of the day for filly mares 4 and up. Optional claiming $35,000. We're going 6 furlongs here in race 7. We both like the 3. I use the 3 in my exacta deep red. You have her on top. We have a video spotlight to show you. We haven't seen this filly since November 8th. Here's the effort at this level on November 8th.
Yeah, tough trip this day. And the jock doing his best to save ground, trying to find a seam. I like the way Deep Red, it's kind of converted from maybe a little bit of a speed horse. Guys in Damon's barn and Damon, everybody teaming up and getting to work with this filly and the rider to get this horse to settle and finish. And, boy, she was doing it the last couple of tries before the layoff, encountering some trouble. You're going to pick her up here, kind of bumped early, gets just sitting there, waiting for room as Legendary is there on the front end. Finally finds a seam at the top of the stretch. And I tell you, she picks it up very nicely through the final eighth of a mile. She looks like she's going to run second here in deep stretch, but kind of just gets sniped at the line. But very willing. Look at this effort after the trouble. Very patient rating. Got run and finished up strongly. Deep Red, I thought that field was fairly solid. You go back, keep your distance. She was a filly that was on a roll for Kieran. Damon's good with this kind of layoff. Madam Tiger got speed. Last True Love. I think Deep Red's going to just fall right into catbird seat under a rating hold and be able to get on by.
I like her. The barn's 23%, a positive ROI with horses coming back off this kind of freshening. I used the 3 Deep Red in my exacta. She loves Laurel Park, 4-time winner here at Laurel Park. But I go with the 5 on top, Madam Tiger, my best bet of the day, a 4-year-old daughter of astrology. She's a perfect 3 for 3 since she got into the barn. Claudio Gonzalez, and big step up here to 2 other than Allowance Company. But look at her wins, her first win here at Laurel Park, late December. That was a cheap 12-5 3 life race that day, and she came right back and won. That was a 2. Yeah, she won the 3 life there, and then came right back and won the 3 life here at Laurel. Early January with a big 77 buyer, wire to wire that day, wire to wire, last out against Allowance Company at Charlestown, going 6.5. The buyers say she's good enough for this company. Victor Carrasco will ride. She'll be forwardly placed for sure for our leading trainer, Claudio Gonzalez. So I go with the 5, Madam Tiger on top, my single on my late pick 5.
Got to love the way, Robert Bone, teaming up with Gonzalez, the way they work through the conditions with this filly. I don't have her in the mix. She's widening her last 2 starts. I don't know what she kind of beat up there at Charlestown. The 2-back try, they went quick early. That field wasn't super strong, but hats off the way they kind of managed this fight. She might get it done here. She's going to be one of your favorites. I think favoritism is going to go between the 3 and the 5, but I'm hoping the 7, Last True Love, that speed shows up, because I think she can hound Madam Tiger around the racetrack. So I'm just looking for a little more value. Deep Red, I like Phantom Shot to benefit. She's kind of just always sniffing around the money as Phantom Shot. Maybe moved a little too soon last time, just a little bit of a hang. She'll come from a little bit further back against this field. And what about the Wake Up Sunshine Gal, first time in the Lacey Gaudet barn last
Big
time.
effort, 37-1.
Beating a next out winner, Bell's Irish Fancy, ran in the mid-70s when getting through that other condition last weekend.
Yep. All right, so nice second level allowance feature of the day for filly and mares to kick off the late daily double there in race 7. One more race to go. Race 8, we're going 7 furlongs, claiming 16,000, 4 and up. Never won 3 lifetime. Let's start here with the 3. We both like the 3. We use Hot Mike in our exacta. 5-year-old gelding, 8-5 morning line favored. Let's show you the race late December here at Laurel Park for Hot Mike.
Yeah, second off the claim. Claudio trying to take an edge, and look at that, right out of the gate. Last time out, a stumble almost to the nose. We're going to pick it up one more time. Jock Torres does a nice job of staying aboard. And I tell you, this horse didn't run all that bad. Was kind of hustled up a little bit early and settled into a position inside. I like the move that this horse makes into strong fractions from the 3/8 pole to the quarter pole. Mandel, your eventual winner, Trusting Friends, came back to win out of that race. Another Claudio runner. That's good enough, guys. He's just going to fade a little bit from there. Is 7 furlongs, though, a little too far for him, Stan? What's your opinion on that one? I mean, he looks like a tactical kind of horse at 5.5 and 6. Or do you think he can just kind of maybe get away from the field at 7, open up and say goodbye around the turn?
Well, I use Hot Mike second. I wanted to pick the horse on top, but I go with the horse that's cutting back from a mile.
Okay.
So you have the 3 Hot Mike stretching out from 6 furlongs to this tricky 7 furlong distance. My top pick, the 5, My Eminence, is cutting back from a mile to 7 furlongs. So I think if it's a dogfight, a stretch battle going to the wire, the 5, My Eminence, should have the fitness edge. A decent effort last out, first off the claim for Hugh McMahon at this 16,003 life level. That was going a mile. Good second that day behind Calvi. And ran okay the day that Hugh claimed this horse. And this horse is capable of some even bigger races. Ran an 80 buyer speed figure in the slop when coming from off the pace to win going 6 furlongs last September at at Churchill, rallied from off the pace to win, going 7 furlongs. So when this horse broke its maiden at Keeneland last April. So he's 4 for 7 in the money, going 7 furlongs. Katie Davis and Hugh McMahon, they're doing well together. They're 24% together. So I go with the 5. My Eminence cutting back from a mile to 7 furlongs today.
I'm going with another turn back as well, the 6 Dynamic Asset for Lacey Gaudette. Off since April, comes back in December. Not bad. That was a pretty good field. Taco, Supreme, Sonic, Boomy Jet, Big Bella Brown, horses have come back. They've run well. Then the stretch out in the slop. Yeah, Rally just kind of feels. This horse has done some damage sprinting. Won its first 2 races from off the pace at 5/8 of a mile. I think 7 furlongs is perfect. Lacey, how about this? 3rd after a layoff on the dirt the last few years. 14 of 54. That's 26% with an ROI of over $3. Dynamic Asset. This is going to be the tell of maybe the future of this horse. I'm hoping he can make a strong rally into it today.
Yeah, that's always my favorite race off the layoff, 3rd off the layoff, and that's what you get today with the 6 Dynamic Asset. All right, so we like the same 4 horses there in race 8. Remember those big multi-race wagers with the carryovers? They start a little earlier today. The 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6, that starts in race 3 today. That carryover is over 5,400. Late Pick 5 with that carryover over 6,000. That starts in race 4 today. So don't sleep on those nice carryovers today for the multi-race wagers.
And don't forget about your Pick 4s. How about last Sunday, right? Middle Pick 4, 2,200. Late Pick 4, 3,380. They were not impossible to hit either.
Sure.
So multi-race wagers here, you have to dive in and come to play. I mean, you're showing the value day in and day out here. I mean, you just one little stranger, and you can really get yourself a nice score.
Hopefully we've given you some winners. Tulloch and I will be back on this afternoon, try to give you some more winners. Dave Rodman, he's coming up next with today's scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.